How important is it to recover your losses from the previous day? Well, today for me, that was on my mind, but the importance of recovering all of those losses came into play. And prior, I would have this expectation to want to recover everything I lost from the day before the next day. Just come in hard off the loss and just be like, I'm going to get this all back and balls to the wall and see what I could do. And for me today, I did the opposite. I managed to come in, I managed to get back some of the loss from yesterday. I ended up not trading after that, shutting it down, and just saying, you know what? I can slowly get myself back to break even on the week, or I can just force it. And today, with the price action, the way it's folded out so far, I could have easily been caught on the wrong side of a trade and ended up giving back all the profits I got on that first trade. So for me, at the stage I am in my trading, not trying to get everything back immediately has helped me today at least walk away from the desk with a green day, cut my losses in half from yesterday, and just being content. And again, I can't stop using that word right now. I think we all lack the ability just to be content with anything, even just life in general. And I actually had someone in the Black Shirt Club reach out to me, and it wasn't until he reached out to me I realized I hadn't heard from him for the last maybe week or so, and he's been quiet. And then I really started to clue in, like, I kind of actually felt bad that I hadn't reached out because we were having a great conversation. You know, they were close to a payout, and we were just messaging back and forth, getting super, super stoked about getting this payout. And then, they just went quiet. So until they reached out today and they saw, the last episode of the podcast that we had done behind the charts, and took some great stuff away from there. So anyways, I dug into it a little bit more deeper with him today, and he just talked about not being content, and how that led to him unfortunately losing his funded accounts, which were basically at a payout. And I've been there many times, and I know that feeling, and it absolutely sucks. So again, this is why I just got to repeat this mindset of being content and being okay with, I'm up on the day. I might be down on the week, but I caught this trade. I'm up on the day. Maybe I should walk away. Maybe I shouldn't get greedy. And today I did that, and today it worked out really well in my favor. So something I want everybody to think about if you're watching this video. Only you know what you can be content with, but you don't have to catch the whole move, or you don't have to do everything that everybody's doing. Like, sometimes it's just okay to be content. And on a quick side note, I had another really good friend call me yesterday, and he was on his way to the island, to Vancouver Island, to go on a family fishing trip. They do this every year. They go out, stay on the water for a week, and they go fish. It's like, just sounds like amazing. And he's telling me about this, and he actually said to me at one point during the conversation, I'd rather be home working, making money. And I had to say to him, actually, you should think about it. You should be happy that you're picking up your father-in-law, you're going to the island, you're going to do what you love do, fishing, you're going to be surrounded by amazing people, and you're going to have fun. And when I said it that way and he thought about it, he's like, actually, you're right. Here I am complaining about wanting to go to work and make money. So again, just being content, sometimes you don't realize how easy it is to be content. And yeah, sorry, I kind of went off on a side tangent there about being content, but I kind of, reading the messages this morning from that trader that lost his accounts, really, I felt it. I felt the pain, right? I've been there lots of times, and I'm still there. I was there yesterday, right? So I don't, whatever I can do to help people not feel like that will obviously help me overcome my bad days. So, I'm being selfish in a way, but at the end of the day, if this helps you, it helps me, and it's just, we create this positive circle, and things move on, and people start to succeed, and you become better at what you do, and you gain that confidence and that conviction, and then you start smiling like this, right? So anyways, enough of that. Again, always top on futures if you need an account. You know that, you've heard it so many times. Like, you hear two things from me, be content and top on futures. So anyways, the sale 40% off, code TRB. If you need an account, please get one. If you don't need an account, we're good. Just follow along, and any questions, always reach out. Hit me on any of my socials. I'm the Randy Baines everywhere, Instagram, X, and obviously here it's the exact same handle. So reach out if you have any questions. DM me. Feel free. I always respond. So that's that. Let's get into the chart, see what I saw in the morning when I got to the desk, have a look at the one trade I took, and actually we'll have a quick glance at the trading day up until now. So coming to the desk in the morning, we're kind of in a range again, I feel like. Like here and yesterday, we just failed to take these orders at 6,000. But looking back, and you get this pin on this news here this morning, and at 60.10 gets taken. But again, it just feel like we're in this range. And until we can break out of this range, I can't see price going either way. So I'm kind of stuck. Being at the levels we're at, previous day value area high, value area point of control, the usual levels I'm looking at, I could see price doing this, rejecting this level because it's rejected it all week so far, hasn't been able to take it, and coming back down. But I could see it doing this and just chopping here. I could see it chopping in this range all day, to be honest. But again, we have a pin down here and a pin up here, so at the same time, I could see this all wanting to get filled. So me coming into the market, again, I'm going to say longs. You got a higher low here. You get this, even on this news pin, price supports this, the buyer stepped right back in here at the daily VWAP. You can see buyer stepped in here at the opening of the London session at the daily VWAP. So you could see price, now it looks fairly bullish, but I could see again, I could see price pulling back down to the value area low, up to point of control. But again, this is going to be one of those times until we break this 6,000 level with some strength, or for an extended period of time. I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. But again, I'm looking at this range right here. So this could be another rangy day. And so I'm just going to be super aggressive. If I'm looking for a trade, whether it's long or short, super aggressive. That's the key. That's kind of my mindset on these rangy days. If I'm going to be trading, be aggressive or don't trade. Just be flat. If you want to sit here and hold on to positions all day long, ranging days are not your thing, and just be flat. If you want to get into a position, just take profits aggressively. Play the levels. Go level to level, right? Let's have a look at the one trade I took. This is the one trade I took. Literally 3 minutes I was in a trade. So New York opens. Price rejects previous day's value area high. Sellers are in control. We take out previous day's New York VWAP. Sellers are in control. We take out the start of day VWAP. Sellers are in control. So everything is telling me sellers are in control. Price pushes lower, finds a little bit of support here. As we come back up, you can see we roughly test this New York VWAP. I got a very small low day VWAP on here. And my thesis is now we're below all the VWAPs. The only VWAP that we're fighting is this low day VWAP. Bookmap, the CVD is declining steadily since market open, obviously on this selling pressure. And we have orders down here, a nice block of orders at 65. So I'm looking at this trade. Today I'm going to size back a little bit after taking those losses from yesterday. So I just go in 10 micros versus I'm trying to trade 15, 20. And even yesterday was 30, which clearly we know 30 micros right now for me is a little too much. So 20 is where I want to be on the high end. 10 is where I want to be on a starting point. 15 is probably going to be, you're probably going to see me trade 15 quite a bit more actually. I think it'll be a nice balance in between 10 and 20. But anyways, coming off that loss yesterday, I'm 10 micros. This candle opens below the lower day VWAP. I want to be aggressive on this. I got to stop up here above the New York and just basically at the daily VWAP. We take the New York VWAP. I want to be out of this. This thing could turn around, and I'm not looking for it to reject the previous day's New York. So, like I said, it's an aggressive trade. I'm going to cut it aggressively. I'm going to take profits aggressively. I'm going to work it both ways. And, we get 2 minutes of sitting here at the lower day VWAP. This third candle prints, takes the lower day VWAP again with strength. Orders get tapped at 65. I cut the trade here. I'm up 520.40. So I'm up $1,000. Yesterday my loss was 3,200, I believe it was, between the two accounts. So I'm up 1,000 today between the two accounts. So I've recovered, over 30% of the loss back. I'm good with it. I really hummed and hawed, and I really wanted to keep trading, but I just said, I was talking actually Christine, and I looked at taking a few scalps and trying to catch something, and I took a quick scalp and put my stop at break even and came back and donutted on me, and it was just, I said to Christine, I'm locking the account, I'm done. And that's when I had to, basically put my hand, not in the fire, but close enough to the fire to feel my fingers starting to burn, to be like, whoa, this is not good. Let's get out of here. So that was it. I was done trading. And what did the market do? This is what the market did for the rest of the day. There was some nice moves in there, but again, I could see this going either way. Like, I wouldn't even know what side of the trade to catch. So I got a VWAP on here from the start of the week, and look at that hold of it. Beautiful. NQ was holding up nicely. NQ was actually looking more bullish. It was making higher lows and higher highs in these move back up. But again, look at this. You would get stopped out. Like, if you're on the wrong side of that trade, you're getting stopped out. It's almost like a bit of a stop hunt. Once price settles in up here, I could see a short. I could see this rejection of this level of 60.10, 60.08, which we rejected earlier in the week. Or sorry, last Wednesday it was. We rejected that level. And you can see here, you can see it. Buyers try to step in at the point of control, bring it back up. They get shut down at the opening range high, and same thing again. Straight down. So I would look to get in short maybe at the break of the previous day's point of control on the way down. Take it down to Monday's New York VWAP, and price finds support there again, and she's straight back up. So, but again, you could easily be on the wrong side of a trade when you have moves like this. Easily. Depending on, you have to have if not, you'd have to have a massive stop, and most people just don't. Most people, like how I did yesterday, and the mistake I made is just over leveraged, tight stop. I couldn't handle the risk, and I would have just today could have just blew you up. I could see you getting blown up here. You know, even taking the long here and putting your stop here. What happens? Blown up. Coming up here, you know, trying to short this and putting a stop up here, getting blown up again. So, anyways, just, yeah, not for me. Look at the calendar. Here we are. So I'm down 1,800 on the week. I was down 2,800 on the week yesterday, so I'm making my way. I'm making my way back. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow might be a super low volume day. Let's see what happens, but that's that. I'm content with this win today. I had a big red, and you know what? I don't like big reds, obviously, so let's just work on making this a small red down here, and I'll be okay. So thank you for being here. I always appreciate it. Enjoy your Thursday afternoon, or whenever you see this video. Enjoy your day. Click, subscribe, comment, you know the whole roll. I got actually something super exciting I'm going to be working on next week, so stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some giveaways on YouTube, a little bit of a different format, but just stay tuned. I'm really working on this. I'm super excited. It's going to be fun. So I love you guys. Enjoy the day. Cheers.